Sometimes you read something, maybe a piece of research or just a headline, and it just completely stops you, makes you rethink an entire field.
Oh, absolutely. Happens all the time in tech, especially AI right now.
Well, based on some of the stuff you shared, especially around AI efficiency, I think today's deep dive into LG's EXAONE 4.0 might just be one of those moments for a lot of people listening.
Ah, XM 4.0. Yeah, that's definitely making waves.
Right. Because, okay, what if I told you there's this AI model, 32 billion parameters, out of South Korea, and it's performing competitively with giants from China and the US that need like 20 times the compute power?
It sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? Defies the conventional wisdom.
Exactly. And it gets better, this same AI. It can handle medical licensing exams, write pretty complex code. And this is a really cool part. It sort of decides whether to use fast thinking or slower, more deliberate reasoning, like our brains do.
Mimicking human cognition, basically, but efficiently.
Precisely. All while using way fewer resources than we've been led to believe are necessary. This isn't just like another small step. It feels like a real shift, challenging that whole bigger is always better idea in AI.
Potential paradigm shift, yeah.
So today, that's what we're diving into. EXAONE 4.0, this hybrid AI revolution coming out of South Korea.
It's fascinating because you're right. The spotlight is usually just on the US and China.
Totally. But LG in South Korea, they've quietly rolled out what seems to be the world's first actually deployed hybrid AI at scale.
So the mission today is to really dig into that.
Yeah, let's unpack it. Like, why is the bigger is better thing maybe hitting a wall? How does this hybrid architecture actually work? What are these benchmarks that have researchers buzzing?
And crucially, what does it mean for the future? AI agents, automation, maybe even making advanced AI accessible to everyone.
Definitely. So just think for a second about who you currently see as the leaders in AI. By the end of this, that picture might look, well, a bit different.
All right, let's get into it. Where do we start?
Let's start with that number that just jumped out at me. 32 billion parameters for X1 4.0. Now, put that next to, say, DeepSeek's latest model, 671 billion.
That's, yeah, over 20 times larger. Huge difference.
And the old logic says, bigger model, better performance. Simple, right?
That's been the scaling law mantra for years now.
But here's the twist. On the ABGPA 25 math test, and this is a tough high school competition, EXAONE 4.0 scored 85.3.
Okay, that's impressive on its own. How does it stack up?
It actually beats 5.4, which scored 78.0, and it's basically competing neck and neck with models 10 times its size.
Wow. Okay. And what about other areas? General knowledge?
Good question. On the GPQA Diamond benchmark, which is notoriously difficult, really tests expert knowledge, it hit 75.4.
So strong performance across different challenging domains, but the efficiency is the real story here.
Exactly. It's not just the scores. It's achieving, what, maybe 95% of the performance using only 5% of the compute cost. That's huge.
It really is, because that doesn't just make AI cheaper, it fundamentally changes who can use powerful AI. Think about universities, smaller companies, maybe hospitals in developing countries.
Suddenly, state-of-the-art AI isn't just for the tech giants with massive budgets.
Right. Which brings us back to the how. How did LG pull this off with a relatively small model?
That is the perfect question, because the secret isn't just tweaking parameters, it's about how the AI actually thinks. It's this idea of hybrid thinking.
Okay, unpack that for us. Hybrid thinking.
Think about how we think. If I ask you, what's 2 plus 2? The answer, 4, just pops into your head, right? Effortless. Fast.
Yep, instant. System one thinking, as Kahneman would call it.
Exactly. But now if I ask you to figure out, say, 247 times 83 in your head.
Okay, hold on. I definitely slow down. Break it down. Need pen and paper probably, or at least really concentrate. That's system two.
That's it. Slow, deliberate, step by step. And EXAONE 4.0 basically builds this dual system right into its core.
Ah, so it has two modes.
Kind of. They call it a non-reasoning mode for the quick, easy stuff like, what's the capital of France? Paris. Done.
Instant retrieval.
But when it hits something complex, a tricky math proof, analyzing a detailed medical case, it shifts gears into its reasoning mode.
Which presumably uses more resources but allows for deeper analysis. Makes sense.
And technically, they're doing this with something called a hybrid attention mechanism. It apparently blends local attention, focusing on nearby context, with global attention, seeing the bigger picture.
Interesting. A specific ratio you mentioned.
Yeah, apparently 3 to 1, local to global, seems to be the sweet spot for balancing quick recall with broader understanding. It's like you can zoom in on a key detail, but still know how it fits into the overall problem.
And they actually drew inspiration from Kahneman's work. That's quite direct.
They did explicitly, which is fascinating. And while others, like Anthropic and Alibaba, are talking about similar hybrid models.
LG seems to be the first one to actually get it working effectively at scale and deployed.
Exactly. They're out there performing. And when they tested this dual-mode thinking in some really demanding real-world scenarios, well, the results were pretty eye-opening.
Okay, let's hear about the proving ground.
This is where it gets, frankly, a bit mind-blowing.
Yeah.
EXAONE 4.0 passed the written exams for 6 different national professional certifications in South Korea.
6. Okay, like what kind of certification?
We're talking medical doctor licenses,
Mm-hmm.
dental licenses, other really specialized fields that require years of human study.
Wait, it passed the doctor's licensing exam, the written part?
The written part, yes. Let that sink in. And AI demonstrated the knowledge needed to pass that bar.
Okay, that's a serious milestone. It tells us AI isn't just for, finding information anymore. It's reaching professional level competence.
Right. Now, we need to be clear, like you said, this doesn't mean AI doctors are walking in the clinics tomorrow. It's the knowledge exam, not the hands-on practice.
Absolutely critical distinction. But still, demonstrating that level of complex domain knowledge is huge. It suggests AI can genuinely augment professionals in fields like medicine, law, engineering.
It could change how expertise itself is defined, couldn't it?
It really could.
Yeah.
And tying it back to efficiency, remember, this is a 32 billion parameter model doing this. GPT-4, which also does well on these exams, is estimated to be, over 1 trillion parameters?
The difference is just staggering. And they even have a small version, right?
Yeah, a 1.2 billion parameter version. Tiny, relatively speaking, designed for on-device use, like on a laptop.
And how does that one perform?
Apparently, it outperformed GPT-4 Mini in some specialized areas, which hints at a future where you could have professional-grade AI running locally on your own machine.
That's incredible. So it's not just about knowing things. It's about what the AI can do with that knowledge.
Exactly. And that's the next big piece here. EXAONE 4.0 isn't just about knowledge recall. It shows advanced tool use and multi-turn reasoning.
Meaning it can tackle more complex problems that need multiple steps.
Precisely. It's moving beyond being a chatbot or an information source and starting to act like a true AI agent.
Ah, agents. That word is everywhere right now.
It really is. And it ties into this massive trend.
I saw that Capgemini survey 1,500 execs, and nearly a third, 32%, called AI agents the top tech trend for 2025.
It's a huge focus. But let's quickly define what we mean by agent. It's not just a better chatbot.
Right. It's a system that can understand a goal, make a plan, use tools like search engines, calculators, other software, and then actually take actions autonomously to achieve that goal.
Think of it like this. Instead of asking your AI, how can I solve this marketing analysis problem? You'd say, here's my sales data and market info. Analyze it and create a marketing plan. And the agent does it.
It breaks it down, researches, maybe runs some code, rates the report, the whole 9 yards.
Exactly. Here's my problem. Solve it. That's the agent paradigm.
And the market growth projections are just wild.
They are. Statista's figures suggest the agentic AI market could go from around $5 billion in 2025 to nearly $50 billion by 2030.
Wow. Almost 10x growth in 5 years. That's explosive.
It really highlights the expected impact. And this is where EXAONE 4.0's hybrid nature becomes a real advantage.
How so?
Well, that fast thinking mode is perfect for handling the routine stuff an agent needs to do, interacting with tools quickly, processing simple information. But then the reasoning mode kicks in for the hard parts: complex decision-making, strategic planning, figuring out novel solutions.
So we can dynamically switch between efficient execution and deep thinking as needed for the task.
That seems to be the idea. And that adaptability is exactly what you want in a powerful AI agent.
But the kicker, again, seems to be accessibility. Building really capable agents today usually needs massive compute power, right? Which means only the big tech players can really do it.
That's been the bottleneck.
But if you can get agent-level skills from a 32 billion parameter model like EXAONE 4.0, suddenly it's not just Google or Microsoft who can build these things.
It potentially opens the door for almost any organization. Hospitals could build agents for diagnostic support or treatment planning. Schools could create truly adaptive AI tutors.
Small businesses could have AI handling complex customer service issues or even helping with strategy.
That's the promise of democratization here, bringing agent capabilities down from the cloud giants to everyone else.
Which inevitably brings us to the bigger picture, the global AI race. What does this mean for the competition?
Well, for start, it forcefully injects South Korea and LG specifically into a narrative often dominated by the US and China.
It shows that major breakthroughs aren't just about having the biggest data centers or the most funding. Strategy matters.
Absolutely. And LG took a different path. They didn't just try to build the biggest model, they focused on efficiency and this hybrid intelligence concept.
A strategic bet that seems to be paying off.
It appears so. And importantly, they're not keeping it locked away. You mentioned the partnership with Friendly AI.
Yeah, making EXAONE 4.0 publicly available. That feels significant.
It's huge. It means developers and researchers worldwide might soon get their hands on this professional-level AI without needing to rely solely on, say, OpenAI's or Google's APIs and infrastructure.
So it lowers the barrier to entry for using truly advanced AI.
Definitely. And you can bet competitors are watching closely. Anthropic is apparently gearing up to launch its own hybrid model. Alibaba's already out with Qwen 3, which has similar dual-mode features.
So the industry is clearly pivoting. This hybrid, efficient approach isn't just an LG thing. It might be the next wave.
It certainly looks that way. The whole field seems to be accelerating, too. Things that took years are now happening in months. And smaller, smarter models are proving they can punch well above their weight.
It really feels like a dynamic moment. So
Yeah.
let's bring it back to the listener. What does all this actually mean for you, whether you're a developer, a business owner, or just trying to keep up?
I think there are a few key takeaways.
Okay, let's tick through them. First, you mentioned democratization.
Right. If models like EXAONE 4.0 deliver, advanced AI stops being an exclusive club. It levels the playing field, potentially unleashing innovation from places we wouldn't expect.
Like the early internet days, maybe? Lowering barriers sparks creativity.
Exactly. Second, think about education. LG making this available to universities means students and researchers get access to AI with deep professional knowledge in medicine, law, engineering. That could transform learning and discovery.
Okay, democratization, education.
Yeah, what else? Third, and this is a big one, privacy and autonomy. That smaller 1.2 billion parameter version running on your own device.
Your data stays with you. It never leaves your machine.
In an age where everyone's worried about data privacy, that's a massive potential benefit. True on-device intelligence.
Huge. And finally,
Just the overall speed of innovation. When powerful AI becomes more efficient and accessible, the cost and complexity of building new AI applications drops. We're likely going to see an explosion of new tools and use cases we can barely even imagine today.
it really makes you wonder, if you had access to professional-level AI, something that could run on your own laptop or local server, what problems would you tackle? What possibilities does that open up for your work or your interests?
It's a powerful question to ponder.
Because it feels like we are genuinely at a turning point. That old mantra, bigger is better, it's starting to look a bit dated.
The new paradigm seems to be shifting towards smarter is better, efficiency, hybrid approaches.
And EXAONE 4.0 is right at the forefront of that shift. It's more than just another model. It's kind of a symbol of this new direction.
The age of hybrid AI is dawning, and it means these systems that think a bit more like us are becoming accessible beyond just the tech giants.
Which leads to a final thought. If these powerful, efficient tools are becoming more widespread, the next truly game-changing AI innovation, it really could come from anywhere, from anyone.
The possibilities are wide open.